Alright folks, and welcome back to the channel. We're here to discuss whatever that was today. Celtic lose by 2 goals to 0 to Dundee at Dens Park. And we can also add Stephen Presley to the list of managers who outclassed Brendan Rodgers. Alistair, I don't even know what he's saying. I don't want to, I'm probably starting a bit of negative saying about outclassing Brendan Rodgers, but at the end of the day, this is ridiculous. This is just Groundhog Day, man. And I put not surprising because it's, in my opinion, I'm not really that surprised that Dundee get a result.
14 games, 6 of them we haven't scored in, Josh. There's the
Aye.
start of the year.
I'll give you another start. It's the first time Dundee have beat us since 1998. No, 1988. Sorry.
Yeah, I was 6. I was
I mean,
6.
Just
Um,
it's
And see, to be completely honest with you, Josh, I'll be honest with you. I don't think uh, Celtic have got any complaints. And matter of fact, if Dundee were a better side, it would have been 3-4
definitely.
breakaway.
No, there's no complaints. I think Dundee deserved to win the game. They were up for it more. And they completely probably bosses, to be honest with you. That's all credit to Dundee and Stephen Presley. But as for Celtic, we've maybe thought that the game against Motherwell, people maybe thought that could have been the turning point or whatever. I'm going to be honest with you. I said at the time, I just think it was a bit naive. I think we got fortunate against Motherwell as well. We get gifted a goal. Let's be honest, where they just basically punted it to their own player. We get fortunate. And that's been. If you look at our games in terms of our package this season, we have been fortunate. It's been completely fortunate with games. Maybe
We
like
definitely shouldn't have the points tally we've got, Josh.
no, because if you look at the game, Kilmarnock, you get a dubious penalty, which I personally don't think is one. You look at Aberdeen, the performance was all right in spells. Aberdeen wasn't really up too much. St Mirren, you get a last kind of gasp winner for Luke McCowan. Last week, Maeda gets a last after you're 2-1 down, basically. It's the problem is it's the performances. You spoke a lot about trying to get the result and just but at the end of the day, just getting a result is not sustainable over a 38 game season, and we are at a really difficult stage in this season for the club. We now sit 5 points behind Hearts, and no matter if it's Hearts, Rangers, Hibs, Aberdeen, no Celtic manager should be allowed to sit with the standards that we've held ourselves domestically over the last decade or so. We should no Celtic manager should be 5 points behind.
I'll be honest with you, Josh. And people can accuse me of knee-jerk reaction here. I would say at best, Brendan Rodgers has got one game to save his job.
Um, aye, and I look at it right, and I look at again and I said this weeks ago. His loyalty to certain players is going to end up being a downfall for him. Why is Yang still getting a game for Celtic Football Club?
Well, when I seen the right hand side, Josh, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what are we doing? I mean, Kobe Donovan, young lad he is, had won poorest game against Braga and hasn't been seen since.
And that was against Braga, by the way. And no, the whole team were rotten that day, and that goes down to the whole lack of youth development in this club at the moment. As soon as one player has a bad game or a somewhat bad game, it's
Never seen again.
never seen again. That's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's not like he's had an absolute shocker against Dundee or a Livingston. It's fucking Braga and everybody else. That night was shocking. There is too many results. There is, and I'm going to be honest with you, and this is Brendan Rodgers has been shielded of criticism due to the whole ongoing board stuff, due to probably even Russell Martin's carry on at Rangers. The media have not pressured him enough. For me now, the pressure starts. This is not acceptable for a Celtic team. If Neil Lennon was, and I keep going back to Neil Lennon because he was the one who was chased out, and I was one of them that chased him out. If Neil Lennon was in charge
Rightly
of Celtic,
so.
aye,
Rightly so.
exactly. If Neil Lennon comes off the back of that result, he's getting clamoured. If he gets put out of the Champions League, he's getting clamoured. Rodgers doesn't get the same treatment because people are going to sit and say,
He's
"Oh,
living off past reputation.
past reputation." He's also living off how the board have, and I get it. The thing is, I think two can be right. I think that they're both taking a blame in terms of he has been had his hands tied behind his back with the board. I understand that, but you're not. There's been games he's not getting. What I would try to say, he's not getting the best out of the group of players he has. He's got more than enough there to get a result against Dundee. He's got more than enough there to get a result against Kaira Almaty. He's not getting
More than
enough.
enough to get a result against Hibs.
Aye, he is not getting the best out of the players, and I'm sorry, that's a managerial problem.
The tactics, the club, the players, one word to describe them, and I'm not going to use the word I would use off camera. I would say stale. Stale. The place is toxic, stale, and it needs a new voice. I'm sorry, it does.
It needs, in my opinion,
If you see that, then you're living. And now I backed Rodgers saying he's the least of our worries. But see, to be honest, I'm going to retract that because I think, to be honest, you've really got to ask the question: Does he want to be there as he just working his notice? It looks like the former to me. It looks like he's working his notice.
he looks like a guy who just can't be bothered, and I think that's resonating onto the players. I think you're looking at and do you know what the whole damning thing is? There's no hope that we can get back into games. As soon
When
as it
we
went,
go behind, we're
aye,
we're ghost.
exactly. There's no hope that we can get back into a game, and that's not a Celtic team. That's not a Celtic team. A Celtic team should be right now. We've went one down, right? No bother. Come back out the second half, and we'll try and. There's nothing with that team. There's no attacking prowess. It's too slow. It's turgid. The midfield's not working. I know there's a lot to talk about. He doesn't know his best team. Well, that's his job. And in the middle of October, and he still doesn't know his best team. Nah, I'm sorry, man. Doesn't
You
wash for me.
know something, and I've said this for years. All the good Celtic teams have had a forward line. We do not have a forward line at the moment.
Aye, no, we don't.
We
We
don't
don't.
because I seen Johnny Kenny getting a lot of stick, and I'm going to defend him, and here's why. You're asking a guy to come out of Siberia and bail you out. When was the last time we seen Johnny Kenny?
Aye,
It's
exactly.
it's a Bernardo it's the Bernardo against Braga. It's the Tony Ralston against who did we play after Braga? Against Murrow. It's players coming in for the coach. You can't do that, Josh.
No, you can't. You can't do that.
That's ready.
But that's what we're doing. And I get that he's had his hands tied, but his decisions don't make any sense.
It's no
How
help
many,
myself.
how many times has he brought Yang in and then subbed him at half time? It's not going to miraculously change. Yang,
No, Young's terrible.
it's no disrespect to Yang as a football player, right? But he's not good enough. Why are you persisting when you've got a £5 million winger on the bench that he's chased for 2 seasons?
Aye.
Like,
See, to be honest, Balakwika must be like I've not been impressed the sample size I've seen. But however, if we've waited 2 seasons for this guy, play him. it was in both our teams, Joe. For guys that watched the preview, his phone set at a wall to put to see what sticks, and it's a disgrace. And he's just saying, if Tony Mowbray, Neil Lennon, Ronnie Dyle had done that, they'd be hell to pay. They'd be sacked tonight.
No, they would. And I wasn't really supporting Celtic when Tony Mowbray had that abomination at St Mirren.
I was there.
Was it like that? Was it like what we saw at Dens Park today, or was it worse, or was it better?
Kind of, but the difference was, well, actually is. I mean, I did say if Dundee had a better finisher, see if Simon Murray stays on that park, it's 4-0.
Aye. And people can't accuse us of not being one of Rodgers' biggest backers. We have been.
You can't be. You
Aye.
can't be after. There's a line in the sand. No, I think Rodgers, rightly or wrongly, will get the Hearts game. I think he will
It's
regardless.
a massive game for him. I would go as far as saying that is the biggest game of his 2 spells as Celtic manager.
Yeah.
Because
on you go.
No, because I'm just going to say, for the first time, it's him that's under pressure now. It's him. Now, back when he's had his 2 spells, he's always been the guy that he's never been at risk of being sacked. Now, I don't think he's at risk of being sacked. I don't think the board would do it. But in terms of the fan base, but in terms of the fan base are going to mount pressure on him. Because, as you said, any other manager, if they were in that situation, would quite rightly be, and I really do think, I like Rodgers, I really do, but I'm starting, now I'm really starting to go off him because he's not doing anything. I thought, right, after Motherwell, I thought, right, he's got an international break, let's try and see if we can fix this, but I was naive as well.
I'm going to say something, Josh, if I may. He's playing the support for fools. I mean, I don't know if you've got his quote from the press conference, but he actually compared this to having the keys for a what kind of car?
So he basically, I'll get the gist of the quote. He basically turned around and said that, you can't expect. I'm going to actually get it up. Give me 2 seconds, so I'm not going blind here.
Sorry, I threw that on you there, but
but in terms of the whole kind of performance and the whole kind of the way it's just that's the problem with Brendan Rodgers. We had all the ball, and Alistair, not to mention it, two shots on target against Dundee.
2 shots.
And yet again, I am not being disrespectful to Dundee. They were fully deserving of their victory today. Now, I'm pretty fair. I'm always pretty fair when it comes to they were fully deserved. But talking for a Celtic sense, that is not acceptable. It's never been accepted.
I'll be honest, Josh. Would you be always say, hunger will beat talent every time?
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel that. Do you know what it was like? Remember the St Johnstone game we could have won the league? It was so like that.
It was so reminiscent, honestly. Good point, because I actually, when watching that, I thought this is St Johnstone all over again. But, but see, when we get beat off St Johnstone, oh, well, they're not trying. Well, and you go back and say it, I said it at the time. It's all right saying, we're not trying. We're not really, it's not a bigger, we've got bigger games coming up. Then we tripped up in the Scottish Cup final, which I think is massively overlooked. For me, Brendan Rodgers lost to one of the worst Aberdeen teams, who were, really poor towards the end of the season. Basically, what Brendan Rodgers says, there's no way you go in a race with the keys to a Honda Civic and say, I want to drive it like a Ferrari, and it's not going to happen. We ripped the absolute mick out of Russell Martin and Pedro Caixinha remember the caravan quotes, stuff about towing caravans. That's as bad. Now, basically, what that quote is meaning is, so right, you've got the biggest budget in the league. If you don't spend all it and you don't get enough, you've still got a decent amount of money in the league. Apart from obviously us and Rangers, right? So don't. So how you are the Ferrari. Celtic are the Ferrari of Scottish football, but we're a Ferrari with about fucking 3 bus tyres.
Well, a Ferrari been driven by a Ferrari without a driver.
Aye, exactly. And so don't sit there and go, oh, would you expect me to do when you've got the keys to? He's basically saying, would you expect me to do with these players? That's the way I took it.
We had on the bench millions of pounds worth of talent, and we couldn't beat Dundee. Unacceptable.
It's absolutely unacceptable. Dundee, by the way, who'd won 1 game up to now, which is just, I mean, honestly. Alistair, what are you into, individuals in terms of players? Before we get into this, every single player in that part were a disgrace.
I'm no being anybody past
Mark. No. Kasper Schmeichel, you may as well know how
no. The boy at the net.
The two goals. The first goal, then the second goal, it's like he just stands there.
Aye.
Dive or do something, man.
Yeah.
Do something. And then he blames everything. And by the way, Kasper, stop moaning about people throwing balls on the park, because he was moaning at the fans and trying to keep the balls at your fucking net. Right? So anyway, so then Ralston, horrendous. I mean, honestly,
if I see Tony Ralston again, honestly, God, Josh, I'll scream.
Carter Vickers, obviously the own goal.
I don't think he could do much about it, to be fair.
Scales, just bang average. Tierney, I mean, honest to God, I'm really getting worried now. I mean, he's
not got the legs to go up and down now, Josh. And hence the reason I play him. If you're going to play him as a sweeper.
The midfield was completely nullified. Dundee done an absolute job on the midfield in terms of just going narrow. Because they knew we've not got into in the right positions to hurt them. So we can just go narrow. If the game bought it to next, right, get 2 people on them. Because the right hand side, nothing's coming, and the centre forward, it's too stuffy.
Centre forward, Josh. Let's call it out. Let's centre forward. We've no got one. Ian Atcho is trying his best, but Ian Atcho has never been, even his Man City days, never been a natural goal scorer.
Aye.
Never.
The captain, another concerning display.
Legs have gone.
Legs have completely gone. Hatate, apart from a few decent balls he put in, awful. Nigrin, non-existent.
You don't know what you're getting.
Taneki tried, but you've got 2 men on him. So what can he do? He needs other people to help him.
And Rodgers finds that the manager finds it acceptable to take him off.
I continue to say this, but Arne Engels must be sitting there. Now, Arne Engels isn't. I'm not saying Arne
Engels got 10 minutes. 10 minutes. You're already 2 down.
And I'm not saying if Arne Engels come into a team, all the problems will magically go away. But you're not telling me now, as I've continuously said, I watched Arne Engels before he came to Celtic, and he was a decent player. He still had bits to improve, like he does at Celtic. But that's when I'm looking at the manager and going, you're not getting the best out of players like Arne Engels, in my opinion. You're not getting the best out of the players that you've got.
Sorry, Josh. Remember you asked me yesterday at the preview why I was putting Engels next to McGregor. Look at it without Arne Engels next to McGregor.
No, I agree with you with Arne Engels and McGregor. I just went, knew Rodgers when he picked that. I just knew he's too loyal. That midfield's Hatate's, and I'm not even going, but he just every single game he's no showing up.
It's almost like he needs to justify Niguin signing. And I'm not here to pop at Benji Niguin, but I'm just I hate players that you don't know what you're getting.
Exactly. But no, we're in a situation now. You know,
By fuck are we?
the manager looks really disinterested. He's talked about it's his job to fix it, but then comes out with that statement in the press about he basically saying, "Oh, I've not got the players and that." Shut up, Brendan. Seriously, man.
To beat Dundee.
Yes, I know exactly. So, Brendan, you are the Ferrari. So don't sit there and make excuses. Your team selection is baffling. It's absolutely baffling. Your team selection is just all over the place. You don't change anything. You don't drop certain players, i.e. Callum McGregor, who's needed drop for weeks.
Can I ask you a question, Josh, about up front? Saying the matter with the day any worse?
I just think the tactics and everything else. You could put Erling Haaland.
I'm just asking you a question with the day any worse.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. I think we're just that far gone when it comes to putting. We're always like, oh, maybe. I just think Brendan needs to really rethink his tactics.
And he hasn't going in now because he's not done it. Well, that's twice been getting beat at half time. Hey presto, he's went into a back three. But I'm going to call this out. To me, it's panic.
It's a panic. I said that again when he done it to Braga. I thought everybody was like, oh, maybe he's trying to change. I was like, no, he's just panicking. It's just a panic.
He's set at a wall.
There's no players are just slotted in anywhere. You just go anywhere. Then you go to the players don't actually have a clue what they're doing when they go to it. To be fair, but we're in a complete and utter really deep hole at the moment. We go to Hearts at the weekend after we play Sturm Graz. Hearts, who are looking outstanding as a team together, some great players.
And you're getting see if you could make Tynecastle any more hostile. Just turn it the day.
Exactly.
Just turn it the day. And regardless if we won, lose, or draw next week, Hearts are going to be top of the league. Let that sink in.
Exactly. And I will caveat and say that they deserve to be top of the league. Because they're playing. I know it might hurt us to say that, but they have. They're playing some brilliant football. It's quick. It's they don't give up. I watched them in the Hibs said them even though they kept going, we're going to get a goal here. That's what you really do need to associate with Celtic, and that's not what's happening at the moment. We're not associating that with Celtic anymore, and that's the problem. It's just constant rubbish.
Can I be honest, Josh? I mean, see, to be honest, and I said this to you off camera. See the Sturm Graz game? Null and void for me. Tynecastle is a monumental game.
Yeah.
It's a monumental game.
And and I've said it for I used to when Ange Postecoglou was here, when Brendan Rodgers was here the first time, I went into games thinking that'll be a good win today.
It didn't always work under Ange, but at least you knew you'd batter teams.
We would lose games. I'm not saying we won everything, but I'd give me the feeling, Kelly away, that'll be a win. Dundee away, that'll be a win. Ibrox, that'll be a win. Every single game that we went out domestically, I thought, right, we'll win. I've not got that feeling anymore. As soon as we got a goal down, it's like, oh, there we go, drop points are in.
Aye.
Because you said to me we've scored 2 goals away from home. 2 goals in the league away from home. No, I don't know.
2 goals away from him. Because 2 come up. No, 4 away.
I was about to say
4.
The rest of
4. 2 Aberdeen, 2 Kilmarnock.
Aye, exactly. It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Games into a season, and we're already needing snookers if we
Aye.
lose next week. That's
It's
unacceptable.
it's a list of results this season that, Brendan Rodgers is rightly so now put Brendan Rodgers under the pressure he should have been under weeks ago. Kyrat Almaty, John and Russell Martin, Rangers can't even score a goal against Rangers. Russell Martin, Rangers, every other team has managed it. Hibs, it's just, Red Star Belgrade, I'd even say I think we were lucky to get out there with a point. Red Star banged the door down and we were lucky they couldn't finish. Braga, embarrassing. It's just a list of results that have just become absolutely embarrassing when it's came to this club, and that is just the fact. People might not like to hear it, but we're in a really, really bad situation at the moment. The squad is useless. The manager just looks like he's had enough.
That's his arrogance,
Aye.
Josh, right? But I'm going to tell you something. See if we were 5 points behind Rangers and we were playing them at Ibrox next week, do you think do you think Rodgers would be gone? I do. It's only because
No,
it's only
because we're dealing with a Celtic board. It doesn't matter. The COVID season should tell you that. Neil Lennon was 25 points behind Rangers and he still never gets sacked. So with this Celtic board, no, because it's this board. Any other good functioning football club, and I don't want Rodgers to be sacked. I want Rodgers to turn that around, but performances like that's unacceptable, and that's sackable. That is a sackable offence. Case closed. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. And there's been too many sackable performances carried out home and away.
And guys, we're coming into 2 big Sundays, back to back.
Is it big?
We'll get Falkirk in between.
Is it big? Is it? Because you look at it and go like that. I've got no faith that we go to Tynecastle get a result next week.
No, but the point I'm making, Josh, is the next 2 Sundays, if they go the wrong way, do you think we're bad now? You wait.
But I think even people think it's going to go the wrong way because nobody's got any faith. Nobody's got any faith. And I'm going to be honest, see if we did get a result, Tynecastle changes nothing for me. Changes absolutely nothing for me. Because this squad, in my opinion, they're not up to the standard.
It's not equipped.
It is such a chore to sit and watch Celtic, and I hate saying that, but that's just the fact. But as you said, Alistair, we've got the game on Thursday, which I couldn't care less about. And then we've got the game
that way.
And then we've got the game on Sunday, which is obviously massive, because realistically, we could be on the match reaction next week saying that Hearts had pulled 8 points clear of Celtic. 8 fucking
after
points.
9 games. After 9
It's
games.
ridiculous. But no, the club's a complete shambles on and off the park. And it's just, I don't really see where it can improve through here. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up for today's video. We'll be back some point during the week if I can be bothered. That's it. I will come back. We build up to the game against Sturm Graz.
What Josh says and what it actually means when it comes to
No, I'm consistent. Win, lose or draw, I'll come on this channel and talk crap. Because it's realistically a counselling session if we get beat. But as I said, we'll be back.
Can I just say we'll be looking forward to the Jambo comments while you're in. Just be respectful. Unless I like you and Cameron in that case.
If they comment, I'll respond. But no, we'll wrap up there for today's video and we'll be back some point during the week to build up to that game in the Europa League against Sturm Graz. But until then, sack the board, don't give them another penny, and we'll see you later. Hail, hail.
Hail, hail. Hail, hail.